Hello everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So today we are gonna be talking about this strike that has been going on with now the actors have actually joined the strike, and also, not only that, the writers were on strike earlier for a longer time. Now the actors are actually joining them. Now, I'm going to tell you my own opinion about this whole thing because at first, when the writers went on strike, I was in full support of them. And when the actors went on strike, I was also in full support of them. I'm still supporting them. But there is something that is bothering me is the fact that now they are now calling on influencers and telling influencers not to act if the movie industry, if the studios called influencers to come and act, and that influencers should be aware. And with all of that, now I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people will not agree with me, but this is my own opinion. There are people that have actually, applied and never got a role. And hey, yes, I understand that you are doing something for yourself. You want to be paid, so does everybody. And I'm gonna be getting into the influencer topic later on. But for now, I am gonna be, talking about this whole strike thing. So what I got here in my, what I've jotted down, we got strike, we got actors coming out, we got the topic of AI being used, and then where influencers come in, which is gonna be the last in this particular topic today. I have my discomfort about the influencers being targeted, but when we get there, I am definitely gonna tell you my reasons why. Now, without further ado, let's get into this.
Actors Union walked away from negotiations last night without a new contract, and the previous contract has expired. So announcing a strike this morning is all but inevitable. The last time the actors went on strike was in 1980, and the last time the Actors and Writers Guilds were on strike at the same time was in 1960, when Ronald Reagan was the president of the Actors Union. This means obviously that the actors won't be allowed to perform on TV and film sets, but they won't be allowed to promote the projects either. The Oppenheimer premiere in the UK has already pushed up its starting time because at a certain point today they won't be allowed to be there. All of that glorious Barbie promotion is about to cease, and the actors will be encouraged to not attend San Diego Comic-Con. Disney CEO Bob Iger, who just renewed his contract through 2026, says writers and actors are not being realistic with strikes. It's very disturbing to me. For context, this is a guy who makes over $25 million a year, plus 20-something million in bonuses. Yes, Bob, the strikes are bad for the economy. They affect many ancillary industries and workers that rely on film and TV, like Teamsters and caterers, you name it. But why is it the masses, the workers, that need to bend over backwards to keep things going? And look, times are tough for all of us, so it might be tempting to brush this off because you're used to watching all of these incredibly wealthy, glamorous celebrities. But it's important to know that the majority of these artists, the writers, the actors, hundreds of thousands of them are living week to week, paycheck to paycheck, just like us. So what does this mean for creators like me who make a living talking about film and TV? I don't know. For now, I'll continue to do what I do, talking about the TV shows and movies that the people who are on strike helped create. But there may come a time when I'm asked to do more because ultimately I do stand with the artists.
Now, I'm gonna say this. I absolutely do agree with what he said. Bob Iger is earning a lot of money, and this is the thing. Lately, there is a lot of movies like The Flash that has been flopping. So I'm pretty sure the studios are not getting a lot of money. But at the same time, not helping your writers is a sign of a bad leader, bad leadership. And I totally stand with the writers and actors that are going. But I'm gonna say this: I don't know why everybody is making this Barbie movie into something that is a must to see, or you're never gonna see it. The both two of those movies that he talked about, I am not really interested in them. I'm not gonna lie; it's not really in my genre. So I, I'm not gonna say I don't care about the writers, but that movie, it's really, I'm not really interested in it. And I have also noticed something about the Barbie movie. There is something called a lot of people have been criticizing it because of the them allowing other communities to also you know act in that, which is not my problem. But I feel like they making it like Barbie movie has a lot of negative influence, and people talking about Barbie, and I'm like, it's just marketing. You remember what happened to the Little Mermaid? Yeah, it's giving me, you know, they want to make a lot of noise so that the Little Mermaid, it was something personal. A lot of people really didn't like the Little Mermaid because of who represented it. But this Barbie movie, it's giving me, okay, people criticize the Little Mermaid a lot, so, and it made a lot of money. Why don't we? It's giving me marketing. And I don't know why, but in my soul and spirit, because have you seen the actor? Have you seen the actor Barbie? She is every persona of, every woman that a lot of men would want. She is very beautiful. She's the one that acted as, what is her name? From the Joker's girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but she's a very pretty woman. And a lot of, I remember when she acted the Harley Quinn, a lot of men with like heads over heel for her. So it's giving me, oh, okay, there is some other communities inside, so we're gonna hate on it. And I'm like, nah, this it's giving me marketing. It's giving me, when people see what sold a lot, like the Little Mermaid, they want to do the same. I really don't believe on all these, negative things that are coming out, because I feel like they want to make money out of it, and they want people to go and watch it. So they just talking about, oh, it's getting so much negativity. Excuse me. Have you seen the people that are acting it? Excuse me. Now, the next one over here, we're gonna go over to hearing another person talk about, this particular issue that they're facing.
Stranger Things, your Power, your Abbott Elementary.
Hold
You're
on.
not going
So she's talking about the shows that will not be airing soon, so that for those people that are really into these shows. Me, Power, I never watched Power. I've never been a fan of it. I've never actually watched it. But she's talking about, for those people that actually love shows like this, these are the shows that are gonna be on hold for a while until this situation is, sorted.
Well, it's official. The actors are now on strike as well, and here's what.
Yeah, and what that means is we are not going to see your Western shows, your Stranger Things, your Power, your Abbott Elementary. You're not going to see those shows for a couple of years. Okay? Couple of years. Go ahead and write that off, because this is not going to end fast. Once they do get negotiations completed, you gotta have to bring back the writers, you're gonna have to bring back the actors, you're gonna have to get everything ready for production, and that takes a while. We are not seeing these shows for at least a couple of years. And then one thing I will tell you, baby, watch these shows from other countries. K-dramas, C-dramas, Turkish dramas. My God, there are so many good shows that are produced and come out on some of these other apps from other countries that are really, really good. My daughter got me into K-dramas, and I have not looked back. I hardly watch any Western TV. But if you like Power and all those type of shows, baby, they're not coming back anytime soon. They not. You're going to be watching rerun after rerun. Get on these K-dramas. They are worth it. They are worth it.
I do like a little bit of K drama, but recently the ones on Netflix, I've not really. I mean, I'd rather watch, like yesterday I watched Ragnarok, and it was an animation with the gods and human fight something. So, but it was very interesting, and I actually loved that animation. And I'm gonna say this: there are a lot of movies that a lot of people are acting out here, but Hollywood is like very known worldwide, and not everybody is gonna want to give all of those, TV shows or anything else a shot. But yeah, so the thing is, I'm not. I do love movies. I'm a big movie watcher, but hey, if there's nothing, I can always do something else. So we're gonna continue this, and then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to the next person.
Netflix, Vicky, if you need some recommendations on where to start, let your girl know. Let me know in the comments, and I will get on here and make a video again. I got one on my page already, but I'll make another one of some recommendations to start, because they got action, they got drama, they got suspense, they got romance.
You know what? We're gonna go to the next one. So yeah, we're gonna go to the next one because I have a list of people actually voicing their concern about this strike, and I just wanted to report about it. And yes, there is some positive, but there is also some negative, especially when it comes to the influencer topic. I'm gonna say it again, it feels like bullying. and it feels like threat. And I'm gonna say with the union thing, you know what? When we get there, I'm gonna just voice my opinion about the, because I have like sectors over here that I've written about that I want to talk about. So to the we're gonna go to the next one.
Said back in May, the actors are now on strike. Myself and 160,000 members are officially on strike, which includes the likes of Denzel Washington, the Ben Afflecks, the Brad Pitts, the Zoe Saldanas, the working actors, the background actors. All of us are striking officially. Beginning midnight, we cannot perform any work that is on set. We can't attend premieres. We can't even promote our stuff on social media. So basically, every production in America that is scripted is now halted. Starting tomorrow, we will be picketing in front of every studio in LA and maybe the likes of other, I don't know, New York and other areas where there are studios. And guys, they try to avoid this, but this is what we have come to because the AMPTP, which is the Alliance of Motion Picture Television Producers, basically the producers that put on everything that's on TV, they basically don't give a fuck, to put it very plainly. They expect background actors, so this is like your extras, to go in, get paid for a day of work where they get their face, their image scanned.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that particular topic later about the AI thing, because I find it a little bit disgusting that you would wanna be using some. Okay, then show the movie once and never show the movie again. I'm gonna say this about the AI topic. I am not I'm not in line with it. So you're gonna pay somebody like 200 euros or $200 for, a day job, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be using their footage, that like their image on an AI for generations to come, and that is just embezzlement. That is just like trying to siphon from some, like that is just evil and wrong. That is absolutely evil and wrong. But we're gonna get to the AI, topic later. So we're gonna go to the next one. So yeah, I find that to be very disturbing that anyone would want to do that, to be sincere, to another person, using your image and not paying you for the whole of your life. That is very disturbing at the most. Okay, maybe you pay them $200, then you just show the movie once, then I agree. But using their image forever, no, that is just evil in so many levels.
When writers will lose our apartments and homes.
So an executive said that in response to the writers' strike, and I want to preface what I'm going to say by saying I think that's just a scare tactic. That's just somebody trying to freak people out, to try to get them to leave the strike or to just stop what's happening. I don't think we should do that. Instead, what also happened yesterday were the Emmy nominations. I think we should try to convince people to boycott the Emmys. Imagine if as many actors as possible did not show up to the Emmys and showed up instead in support of the writer's strike and completely boycotted this major event. Maybe that would finally be the message that these streaming giants need, that these people, these CEOs need. Try to get people to boycott the Emmys. It's one of the only things I can think of moving forward that is a big enough message to convince them that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree with him. But how many are you talking about, the actors in the United States, or you talking about the actors in England or Australia, or which one? Because I do understand in Hollywood you get paid more than if you would be acting in England or Australia or any other country for that matter. So I do understand if Hollywood actors do go on strike with the writers, but I would not be expecting every other actors across the world, because they are not getting the same pay, to go on strike. I would not be expecting them to do that. That's just, I'm just being fair. Now we're gonna go to the next one. So as I was saying, that is how I feel, and I understand. Um, I mean, there are some actors in like. Are you expecting actors from India to go like on strike as well? And which actors gotta go on this strike? Because there are some actors, I'm gonna say this: Hollywood does pay a good money, but I feel like when everybody's coming out and saying they're not getting paid well, I understand that because not everybody is being paid equal as at the same time. But we're gonna get to the final topic that I want to talk about later on. But I still have a lot of videos to go through on this particular list. So we are still on the strike topic. Later on, we'll be going to the actors actually coming out and talking about their experience and giving us, um, and telling us what they got.
Actors are asking.
Hold on, let me just take this one out because I have to remove like the videos to make sure that there is no delay and we can continue smoothly with this particular topic.
So this morning, the CEO of Disney went on TV and said that what writers and actors are asking for is not realistic because they just don't have enough money to pay us. But he said this at a billionaire retreat where he was hanging out with Mark Zuckerberg and David Zaslav that they all flew to on their private jets. And you know what? I don't think that that's fucking realistic. Here's a dose of reality for you, Bob. Writers cannot afford to pay their mortgages. Actors are not able to make a living in Los Angeles anymore. That is reality to us, not flying around on private jets. And until you accept that reality, we are going to be out here on the picket lines withholding our labor, depriving you of your product, and you will not make another dollar off of us until you come back to the table and face reality and negotiate with us as you have refused to do. And until you do that, there will be no acting and no writing.
Yes, Sun and Sunflower, I do understand. Yes, they're talking about writers and a lot less than actors. Um, I do understand that it is actually not fair when one party is earning more than the person that is actually doing a lot of work. I'm not gonna say that actors don't do work because that's just devaluing somebody's energy and the fact that they have to act the whole scene. So I think they both have a lot to do, when it comes to the movie industry genre. And I feel like people should be paid according to what they do. Now we're gonna move to the next one over here where some of the actors are coming out and actually speaking about this particular topic and how this is gonna affect them and their own advice and what they have to say about this particular topic. So I'm just gonna be okay because I have everything listed here.
My name is Luke Cook.
So this is a guy that acted on the Netflix series Sabrina. He was, I think, he was Lucy. Was it? He was the devil. No, Lucy. He was Lucifer, and he acted as Sabrina's father. And he's also speaking out about this particular topic and actually giving some explanations about this topic. Later on, he did talk about the AI thing, but when we move to the AI topic, yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring up the video that he actually explained what was going on with the AI whole thing.
I'm an actor from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Katie Keene, Dynasty, Dollface, and I am not a millionaire. I drive a 2010 Mazda S3. My previous car was a 2006 Ford Taurus. 95% of the actors in SAG cannot make a living from acting. They've got to have side hustles, etc. I am one of those actors. So the actors that you're thinking of who are the millionaires are usually serious.
Okay, now I want to talk about this. I understand where he's coming from. Then why do you need a union if the actors are not earning so much? And don't forget, you have to pay a monthly tuition if you are in this union. This is another thing that, and I'm gonna, you know what? When we get to the influencer thing, we're gonna talk about this, whole thing because there is pro and cons when it comes to union. And I am somebody, I understand a lot of people want to, support the union and all of that. But as someone that have seen the effect of unions actually having more advantage than people that are not in unions, is something that I feel like being in a union is a pro and con. It's good for the people that are in the union, but it's terrible for people that are not a part of those unions. Is very terrible. I have seen companies and high position held by union members that when they want workers or they want people, some people, other people to come and work in that particular company, people from the union bring in people that they know directly. They don't give the opportunity to people that are not even in the union. And these are people that maybe cannot pay the union intuitions. They don't have money to pay unions. You know what I mean? So that is why I say there is a pro and con when it comes to this union business. I have seen companies that they have unions, and literally, I'm going to say this, when I was around the age of 18, I wanted a job. I went to Julius Berger back in my country. They were recruiting people for the office job, and they were also recruiting, all around. But the union, I'm gonna tell you this, the union made sure that people that were not part of that union could not get a job. I couldn't find a job because everyone that was working there and that were part of the union had brought people that they knew into the job. So I'm not gonna be out here being like, yeah, pro union, when I know that even that has affected me personally. I'm just gonna call it out. Yes, it's good when you're there, but if you're not part of it, or you don't have the money to pay for the intuition, or maybe you get rejected by the union, then what do you do? So there is a pro and con when it comes to the union thing.
Series regulars or big A-listers in big movies. The actors who surround them, though, are actors like myself, guest stars, co-stars, etc., and we're paid chips. I'll give you an example. I did a show called Dollface last year. They put me on a billboard on Sunset. Do you know how much they paid me to be on the billboard? $0. The amount that they paid me to be in the show was not much better.
Yeah, I agree. They said that the last strike was for the writers was horrible. I do get it. I mean, you know what? I do support them in getting paid more, but at the same time, because there is a part where they start going after influencers, and we're gonna get to that particular part at the end because that is very interesting, and that is where after I am still in support of them, but it actually pushed me back because I'm somebody that understands how the union works, especially in high position, especially in spaces that a lot of people want to get into, in jobs that people want to get into. And if you have a union there, it's going to be very, very hard, especially if the job is paying well. If it's a good paying job and they have unions in there, it's going to be very, very hard for somebody that is not part of the union to get a job. It's always very difficult, but nobody want to talk about that though. We're going to continue.
So I live in Los Angeles and I have 2 kids. I got paid per episode, which is 2 weeks of work, $7,500. Then it's taxed. Then a manager takes 10%, an agent takes 10%, and a lawyer takes 5%. Now I am one rung below a series regular who is making maybe $100,000 sometimes per episode. They're very wealthy and they're worth it too. They're usually very talented people. A huge portion of this strike is about people like me who need to be paid more for the work that they do, and let them have a portion of the profits that these streamers and these big companies are bringing in. So this discussion is not about millionaires. As I said, 95% of the union can't make enough money to live by just doing this job. Now, your favorite actor probably...
But another thing is, okay, you are part of this union. You have more opportunity. Can we talk about the opportunity that you have more than people that are not part of this union? Can we talk about that? Because although a lot of people are talking about they are not earning enough money, there are also people that are not getting, advantage. They're not getting into acting because, hey, there are a lot of people in the union that needs to act. And so a lot of people are not getting advantage either. There are some people that want to go into acting, but they can't. They cannot. Because, You got to be in the union to get go there. So yes, it's good that the union are going after, the corporation, the studios. But at the same time, let's talk about people that don't get any kind of advantage to get into movies or act at all, because union members are the only ones that are always getting the opportunity to do that. Can we talk about those people too?
Probably won't be too affected by this deal. Whatever the deal ends up being, they'll just continue to get paid a whole lot of money. But everybody else who surrounds them, who enables them to play the roles that they get to play, who play the smaller roles that surround them, are asking for a better payday. And as someone who's a battler and I always have a side job, I think it'd be great to get paid money to be in your favorite shows. That just seems fair to me. Like if you see me on TV.
Okay, I don't understand. He's saying to get paid money. Is it that they are not paying you or they are paying you? Because I do understand that people are talking about getting paid, not so much. And also, I'm like, did you act the movie Sabrina for free? Because you are in the union, you still got opportunity to be casted in that movie. I understand that you have to still pay the union, because that is what I heard from the information given on TikTok. I'm like, shouldn't the union be doing the bargaining, since you are in a union, about how much you get paid? So that would mean the union is also involved in how much you get paid. So why aren't they doing, making sure that, the people inside those union are getting paid well? Now I understand they're going to talk about this is why we are all going on strike. I understand that, and I actually support them trying to get more money from that. But at the same time, this should have been discussed from the start. Before all this strike thing, there should have been a deal that was done before the CEOs now and all of these topics being surfaced out here. So we're gonna go to the next person that wanna talk about, the complication when it comes to the movie and the AI thing. I think. Um, so
Parts was
Hold on, let me take this one out, because I don't like the delay when there is more than one video up here. There is always a delay.
Before I was a WGA writer, I was a kid actor, and one of my bigger parts was in the Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, M. Night Shyamalan movie Unbreakable. I was the hostage girl. I was the little girl who her family gets kidnapped and then they end up saving Bruce Willis out of the pool. That's me in the pink up there. What's happening today with the SAG strike and them revealing this AI proposal that the studios had, where they would let background actors do a body scan and then they would use that scan in perpetuity without paying them for their image. It made me think of something that happened years and years after I had filmed Unbreakable. So I had a really small part in this, but I got residual checks for many years. I still get them, only now they're like for 8 cents. A few years ago, my agent got a call from someone in production on one of M. Night's other movies. Spoiler alert, if you've seen the movie, you know that at the end of Split, there's a cameo by David Dunn, who is Bruce Willis's character, that kind of ties together the Glass, Split, Unbreakable trilogy. And for some reason, they wanted to be able to use my likeness from Unbreakable in either the opening credits or the closing credits. I don't know, I didn't see myself in it, but they wanted to use my likeness. So they were reaching out because they wanted to pay me a day rate, which is about $900, to use my image. And then I also got residuals off of that image.
I totally agree with the AI. For everybody, the background actors not to accept that, because using AI, you're gonna be using the person's face and acting as if they are the ones. And literally, this is I feel like this should be criminalized, doing such thing like that. Like, if you want to make a movie for like one day, you can say I pay you 200 euro, dollars, and on the first day you get paid. The first premiere of this movie, you get paid for that. But then the whole of the premiere, we are not going to be using you then. But the fact that they just want to pay you for your image and then use your image for the rest of eternity is laughable. It is laughable. It should be criminalized. You can't do that. You like they want to keep on reaping where like literally using your image to make money for themselves, fatten up themselves, but pay you no dime. That is not that. I don't think that's legal. That is absolutely devilish. That is terrible. That is terrible. You want to keep eating off of somebody else's image. That is no. I'm totally with them with that particular one. With the AI thing, that thing gotta go. Absolutely. And if you're gonna use, see, if you're gonna use somebody's image by using an AI, then you're gonna have to continue paying that person every time that footage is being shown. Yes, that person needs to be compensated for their image every time that image is being shown. Absolutely, compensate them because you're using their likeness, you are using their image, you're using their face. You can't sit down here and think about you pay one time and then you're going to fatten yourself up and not actually pay your due diligence. It's not fair. And that one, yeah, the AI one gotta go. Got to go. It's giving me greed. Some corporations are so greedy that sometimes when you look at them, like they're literally disgusting at some point. The amount of greed.
Making residuals from Split, a movie that I wasn't even really in because they used my image one time. That is how professional actors make a living. Through residuals, through the reusage of their images. That is how we sustain a living. And it is so insane.
I don't know if you guys have heard about the new lawsuit that people are going after Shein or something because they program an AI. I think it was Shein or another industry, but what I heard from TikTok was Shein. They programmed AI to actually target new designers, new fashion designers, the ones that could not publish their work or their work was not widely spread, to target their designs, steal it, and make it cheap and sell it. And I'm like, see, if I would be somebody that is making clothes out here and I would see one of my clothes on Shein, and I know that they've never had that collection, I would literally, register my pattern. First thing I'm gonna say is register your pattern. If you're a fashion designer, register your pattern so that if somebody comes after that particular design, especially if it's unique, you can sue them. Because there's a lot of things people are doing with this AI thing nowadays. It is so frightening, absolutely frightening.
That the AMPTP is trying to take that away and think that we're going to give it up without a fight.
Okay, now we are officially going into the AI topic right now about this whole AI thing. So we are approaching the end. I think I got 3 videos for the AI topic, and then we are going to talk about the influencer thing. So we're going to is it number 32 something. It's gonna okay 32788. Okay.
Studios are wanting to scan extras for one day of work and then use their likeness in perpetuity, aka forever, for infinity, as much as they want to without the consent of the actor, in their shows and in their movies. And you know what's crazy about this, and something that we really need to consider if you want to understand where an actor's head is at? There are actors who will say yes to that. A $200 payday. They'll say yes just to make rent. Their likeness used in perpetuity forever. It makes me question just everything, It makes me question everything. Do corporations care about any people, anywhere? Or do they only care about profits?
Well, the corporation just want to pay their CEOs and people and shareholders. That's the truth. They want to pay their CEOs and the shareholders. Like what I heard was that Bob Iger was he renewed his Disney, contract lately, and he is now swinging with Mark Zuckerberg after he flew with an airplane. This man is receiving around $10 million. I think 10 million bucks a year from what I heard. And he is like talking about the last video he did on the news was like he was so disappointed and all of that. I'm like, if you're so disappointed, why don't you share your money to the writers so that you can be less disappointed? I mean, now we're gonna go to the next video concerning this AI whole saga, and we're gonna talk about it because I feel like this is something that it caught my interest while I was going through TikTok, and literally these are videos that have been popping up mostly nowadays. So yeah,
Groundbreaking AI proposal.
so this is SAG being in they had this conference, they had this strike and the conference where they were talking about this AI situation, and um they were trying to explain what is going on and what the studios are trying to do. And I, like I said before, I find it unfair. I find it very, very selfish that someone would want to use AI and pay you one time for a job and then use your image constantly to fatten up their bank account and themselves. Like, who does that? Who would even agree to that? Sometimes I do look at the world, and I'm like, sometimes the rich people are out of touch with reality. You think someone would come along and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sign this. You can use my image for eternity, for whatever you want to use it for $200." Are you kidding me? For $200, would you do it? Who would do it? And the only people that I feel like might do that might be crackheads and junkies. And even to them, that is not fair. Even to them, that is not fair.
But this groundbreaking AI proposal that they gave us yesterday, in that groundbreaking AI proposal, they proposed that our background performers should be able to be scanned, get paid for 1 day's pay, and their company should own that scan, their image, their likeness, and should be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project they want with no consent and no compensation. So if you think that's a groundbreaking proposal, I suggest you think again.
As someone who is in both the WGA and SAG, I'm livid. Livid. This AI proposal is honestly so incredibly infuriating. A SAG background actor makes $187 a day. Let that sink in. These multi-millionaires who run the biggest Hollywood studios are threatening to eliminate jobs that make $187 a day, that keep an entire industry, an entire class of actors afloat. At the end of the day, it just really goes to show the kinds of people that the actors and the writers are up against.
Now, I'm gonna say this. It is absolutely infuriating. Like it makes me very angry when I hear about this. Like I feel like like I said before, rich people have gotten out of touch with reality. There is nobody on their right mind and sense that would literally sign a contract saying you can pay me $200 right now unless it's a crackhead. Unless it's a crackhead or an addict that needs something right now, that would sign their whole image to you to use and fatten your bank account while they get nothing. Nobody would do that. And even to the addicts and the crackheads, I don't think it's fair to them either. And I think that AI thing is dropped immediately, because if you want to use AI so bad, why don't you just use AI instead of asking people to give you their image? Then go over there, because this is the thing. AI is generating image nowadays, but there is something wrong with AI because it's also taking like ideas from the web. It's taking image of other people. Sometimes it actually not creating something genuine. So even though you would use an AI to create a background character, you will have to animate it, or you have to create a whole animated person in there, because if you're using AI, everybody gonna see it. It's gonna look creepy. It is gonna look absolutely creepy. So what they want to do is actually have the actual image of somebody so that they can actually use AI to, control the movement and all of that. But, and I'm like, but with that being said, you don't want to pay the people. I understand that you want to make, if they would say we want to use your image, but still pay you like we regularly pay you because we just want to use AI to fasten the movies and all of that, I would understand. But this one, they're like, no, just give, if you give us your image, we own it for the rest of our lives. I'm like, who does that? No. So now we're gonna go into the very interesting topic that I want to talk about, the influencers topic, because I feel like SAG is gonna be making a big mistake going after influencers for many reasons. Now, imagine yourself, don't forget, SAG takes 30 days to actually accept your, proposal or whatever application you send to them. And don't forget, if you are in the union, you're going to have to be paying some tuition to the union too. And whatever you earn, yeah, I'm pretty sure the union is going to actually get something from it. So they're now, because I know they're calling it a warning to influencers, but I call it bullying. I'm just gonna say what is in my mind, because there are a lot of people out here that have auditioned and never gotten the chance. And let me say this, I do agree that you guys got to go to strike and go get your money and get your bag, but you going after other people that might get the chance is also wrong. Because you're like, I need to be the only one, because at the end of the day, it's giving me selfishness. It's giving me, I need to be the only one earning money here, and I am the most important person. And if you don't, and literally putting out this warning, telling influencers, not to go get the bag. Okay, what are you offering these influencers that you are telling not to go get the bag? What are you gonna be offering them for their refusal if any movie industry calls them? And this is another thing. Let me tell you guys, if you're an influencer and you get a call from any studio and they pay you very well, you never know, you might actually blow up there, because movies, there is something about fame. What about if you go in there and then you act the movie and then you get very, very famous? It doesn't matter if you're a part of SAG or a part of any kind of union, you're still gonna be getting contracts. But this is where I'm gonna say it actually influenced. It made me mad, because I understand that you want to get paid. I'm totally for that. I am totally 100%, standing with you for that. But when you want to block somebody else's bag and then you issue something as warning, which for me interprets as bullying, and saying to the person, you will never be a part of SAG. See, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did get rejected from the SAG and the union thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people did get rejected. Do you really think they care if they get opportunity to go and act? I don't think those people are really going to be given a flipping F. So let's go into this influencer topic. Okay, we are going to, okay.
Out to non.
Hold on, because this is the thing. When I do understand you want support from the public and the actors and everything, but for me, you cross the line when you try to stop somebody else's bag. There are some people out here that they would never have the opportunity to act ever in their life, ever. There are some people out here that even your organization, your union, have actually rejected. There are some influencers out here that are trying to make way for themselves, and you coming out and literally issuing a warning to them just infuriates me. It makes me angry on the inside. It makes me look at you like, are you going to fight for your own thing, or you trying to block somebody else's success? If you want to go fight for yourself and to get your money, I totally agree with that. Go get your money. If you're not being paid well, I accept you going on strike, but don't come out here and block other people's way. Don't come out here and start putting warnings. It is bullying. It is bullying. Let's call it what it is. Also, if you are like literally coming out and talking about if you are an influencer, don't take any contract. So this is the thing that gets in my gets under my skin. These people that you're talking to, these influencers that you're talking to, would never get the opportunity. Let me say it again. Would never get the opportunity if you still have your union and your things and all of that. The actors that you want to be casted, you will still cast them. All these influencers, they would never get that opportunity. So now you're going on strike to do what is good for you, but at the same time, you put in a roadblock for somebody else's success. Why? You know what? Let's just play this.
While the union actors are on strike, the studios may reach out to non-union performers.
I'm gonna give you another reason why, as a content creator, you shouldn't participate should one of these studios reach out to you. Basically, they put out a notice to non-members of SAG-AFTRA saying that if they find out you do, you will not be permitted to a membership in SAG-AFTRA. Here is why that matters. So most TV and film, especially all major motion TV and film, they are union. You have a 30-day period after your...
Like, did you hear what she said? She said most. All major, most are union. So what about the people that are not in this union? Can we talk about it? Do you have to be in a union to get the opportunity? Because it's giving me, you can only get the opportunity unless, if you are part of the union. And don't forget, they write, like the information I got, they need 30 days to evaluate your application to see if they can accept it. So literally, the union have power to say who is going to be casting what or what. And now you're going after influences. Like, that is where I draw the line. I said, you know what? I was supporting you. I am still supporting you, but you're crossing your line. I understand that you want to go get your money. Go get your money. But don't try to step on somebody else's success because of your greed. Because it's giving me greed. It's giving me, I want to be in control of everything. I understand that the studios are doing you wrong, but you having the sole power to actually know who you, like literally having actors which you want to cast, actually infuriates me. It makes me very angry and very sad. Because there are people out here that don't have the money for the union. There are people out here that the application went totally denied because the union have a lot of control. And you're going to be talking about influencers. Excuse me, please.
Eligible, where you got to join the union before you can accept any other union job. So again, you're shooting yourself in the foot in the long term for a short term.
Yes, Sun and Sunflower, you are literally at the mercy of the union. You are at the mercy. They can decide if you're going to be casted or not. If they don't like you, they can kick you out of the union. Then what are you going to do? This is why I say it's a pro and con. It's good for the people that are in the union, but what about the people that are not in the union? Like I said before, I have been in a situation where I tried to go get a job, and it was a very good paying company, and I was around 18 to 19 at then. They were employing people, but because the company had union, they were union workers in there, I didn't get a job. Because all the people in the union went and brought people that they knew.
Gain if you really want a serious career in Hollywood, because eventually you have to join the union, and they're not going to let you in if they find out you participated during a strike.
So, like, who cares if you let it? Who want to be in a union? Like, this is the one, I'm gonna say this. I understand people that want to be in a union and all of that, but I'm somebody that I really don't like any kind of union thing, because it is people controlling things. I'm not a big union kind of person. I'm really not, because you'll be giving people control over your life, over your career. It is a career. You're supposed to be working and making your money. I do not like giving people that kind of power. because they can be corrupted. Yeah, sun and sunflower, they can be corrupted, girl. And that is exactly what they're doing. So we're gonna go on to the next one, because this influencer thing, I'm gonna say this, it really got under my skin. After I was watching this whole saga yesterday till today, I'm like, oh my God, I hope these people get what they are looking for. I hope they get paid. I'm praying that, these studios actually see their wrongs, right their wrongs, and actually compensate these people. But once they literally cross that line and went to influencers, you better not go out there and act, or you will never be a part of this. I'm like, what? Nobody, not everybody want to be a part of a group. We are not sheeps. We are not sheeps to be headed. Goodness. It's giving sheep. It's giving you if you want to act, you're gonna be a sheep and be headed by everybody, by the ones that actually have to decide what and what you gotta do. I'm really not a big fan of union thing. Like I said before, it have actually affected me in my own personal life. So we're gonna go to the next video. Okay. The next video is C. Okay. Whew.
Certain number of union jobs.
Wait. Yeah, we're going into this union thing, that we're going into the whole full depth of this, because when I got into this union thing, I'm like, what are you talking about? You want to have power above, you want to have power over somebody that is even not a part of your union, a part of your society, a part of nothing, that particular genre. You get me? You want to have power over influences that are not even a part of your union. Do you know how terrible that sounds? Do you know how selfish that sounds? Do you know how self-centered that sounds to people out here? You want people to have sympathy for you, but you don't have sympathy for people that actually don't have anything. Do you think all influencers out here are making good money? Goodness.
Oh, it's true. Not every actor is in SAG-AFTRA. You have to work a certain number of union jobs before you can join. You pay your joining fee, and then you pay dues every 6 months. Now, they can't blackmail any aspiring actors. Obviously, they could be duped within their contract, right? But that's why most actors are trying to be part of SAG-AFTRA.
Oh, they can't. Did you hear the word she used? They can't blackmail, but they can make sure you definitely don't get a scene. Woo! It's giving me. Oh no, please. My emotions are everywhere for this particular. They can't blackmail you, but at the end, everybody want to be a part of the union. How do you know everybody want to be a part of the union? What is the union doing that everybody want to be a part of it? Could it be that if you're not a part of it, you will not get opportunity to act at all? Can we talk about that? Is the union doing that? Is that why everybody want to be a part of it? Why are you not talking about that? Why are these people not talking about that? Because if you want to go after influences, I'm looking at you sideways, like absolutely sideways, side eye, bombastic side eye.
Is because we get these union protections. That said, during this time, if you are non-union and you are still doing jobs and signing contracts for new work, that is called a scab. You are crossing a picket line, and SAG-AFTRA has made it clear.
How are they crossing the picket line if they are not part of the union? Did you hear? Can I repeat that word again? Let me just go back a little bit so that I can hear her real well. She said, if you're not part of the union and you are still signing contracts, although you are not part, you're crossing the picket what now? The picket line? Girl, are you serious? They have no agreement. It's like, it's giving me, you fighting with your husband's side chick. That's what it's giving me. It's giving me, you fighting with the woman that's sleeping with your husband. Because first of all, that woman did not go with you to the altar and made no agreement. She did not sign any contract with you. She has no business with you. It's giving fighting with your husband's side chick. That's why I put that image out there in the thumbnail. You saw it. It's giving fighting with your husband's side chick, because the side chick has no business with you. Let me repeat again. The side chick has no business with you. If anybody's crossing the picket line, is you guys. You're crossing the line. And I'm going to say this might be your downfall, because if everybody knows about this, the union having this much power, it might actually come crumbling. A lot of people might actually see what you guys are doing and not support this movement. You get me? You're crossing the line. You're crossing the line. You have no agreement, no signature, no nothing from these other people that are not part of your union. And you coming out here talking about crossing the picket line just makes me, like, gets under my skin.
That no actor doing any work under what would be the TV and theatrical and streaming content right now.
So instead of them coming out and asking people to please support them, you know what? Please support us. You know, if you could, like, literally being nice and going out there like, please support us. I know that you have this thing, but if you could, literally going out there and being like, okay, influencers or people that are not part of this union, if you could please support us, help us, you know, get to our goal. You're coming out here with a warning. You're literally being a bully. Are you serious? Are you really serious right now?
Those contracts would be ever allowed to join the union. So trust me, save yourself. Do not do any work. Please stand in solidarity with us.
No offense, but I would never want to join a union like that. It's given they're going to control your whole life. Now we're going to go to the next video over here. I plan to do another video later on, but you know what? We're going to do that video after this. I'm probably going to take a 10 minutes break, and then I'm going to come back after this particular video, and then we're going to do the next one that I scheduled already. Okay, so we are going to be doing the next video about this unit, because I'm going to say this, it really got under my skin. At first, I was really in support of all this movement and all of that until they crossed the line to the people that are not even part of the union, and a part of the, they don't have anything to do with the union, and you're literally out here bullying them, putting out signs and warnings and all of that. It's like it got under my skin. I'm not gonna lie, it really made me mad.
More promo from any actors of any kind. What does this mean? This means that studios are going to start reaching out to influencers. And now here's the thing. There's going to be big numbers thrown at you, especially small influencers, because a lot of the big influencers are already in SAG. SAG has been very...
Nobody's talking about why are they in SAG, but they're already in SAG. Why are they in SAG again? Why? Can you tell us why they are in SAG again? Why is it a must to be part of this union? Because it's giving me it. You must be a part of it. I tell you something. If I would ever go into acting or something, I would never join any kind of union. It's gonna be me and my agent.
Clear. If you do any type of work that crosses a picket line that includes promoting films and TV shows while we are on this strike, you will not be allowed to join the union. So any influencer, creator who has any creative goals where you would be required to join a union, please, for your own sake, at the very least, do not.
Oh yeah, please. I want to control you, even though you have no business with me. Even though you have not signed any contract with me. Even though you are not part of my organization or my union, but I still want to be able to control you and make sure you don't get the bag, because the bag is made for me, is destined by God for me. Are you serious? Like, at this point, I'm gonna say this: if you're an influencer, you get opportunity, go in there, because you never know if you might get very, very famous for that particular movie. Because let me tell you something about fame. If you get very famous, people are going to ask for you again. People are going to want to know about, they're going to want to cast you in many more movies. Let the haters hate. At this point, I'm starting to think that these union people are haters. They don't want success for anybody else but themselves.
Not cross this picket line.
You're crossing the picket line. You're the one crossing the picket line. So this is the last video over here before we leave. I didn't believe that I'm gonna be doing this video for a whole 1 hour, like literally getting in my feelings. Oh, okay. So this is the last one over here. We're about to get another warning about, oh, if you're an influencer, please don't go out there and act unless you will not be joining the union. Yeah, like everybody's gonna get the opportunity if you guys are back. It's like trying to step on somebody else's prosperity. I understand that you're going to get money for yourself, but can you focus on that instead of trying to block the blessings of others? No, you don't want to do that.
On the internet.
I don't trust you that much. No offense, but I'm really not in a trusting mood with you. In this union, holding the most trusted voice. You know what? We're just gonna continue with this.
And I'm here to try and give big content creators a little bit of a warning as it relates to the SAG-AFTRA writer's strike. As you may have seen in the last 2 hours, the Actors Union is joining the Writers Union to strike against the studios. They're striking for better pay, better working conditions, and to fight a...
Okay, let me say this. You're working for better pay, better conditions, but somebody that is not earning anything, that if you guys would still be in business, that person would never, ever, 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 ever get the opportunity of acting ever. You want to block that blessing. See, every disadvantage is an opportunity for somebody. I would understand if you guys would have just focused on your strike, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be supporting out here. But this union thing and this whole, if you're an influencer, do not do this, do not do that, or you would never join, or that, it's giving me, it's giving me you're gonna cross us. It's giving me I don't want you to earn money, even if you are influencer that I will never accept in this union. Don't go out there. See, take your chances, people. Take your chances. That's what I'm gonna tell you. If you're an influencer and you're lucky enough to get the bag and you really want to do it, and you know you want that, because at the end of the day it's money. You want to get that. Apart from the AI thing, I'm gonna say this: the AI thing I do not support. Do not go out there and give these fat rich people your image to use for eternity. That one, absolutely not. We are Xing that one out. No, do not go out there and give anybody your image for eternity. No, don't do that one. But if they're calling you to come and act a part and they're gonna pay you, go act your thing. Act your thing, girl, because you never know. Maybe you would have never gotten this opportunity. And make sure that bag that they're giving you is very heavy. It's a heavy bag, and it's gonna last you a long time. Make sure it's a very, very heavy bag.
AI. So how does that affect content creators? Because there is a possibility that while the union actors are on strike, the studios may reach out to non-union performers and content creators to try and make up the difference.
And you're trying to control that. It's greed. It's giving greed at this point.
They may even come to you with some big check, like $20,000 for a project, $50,000, which is nothing compared to what you would make if you were a union actor, and which would be scabbing the strike. So,
wait. I thought you guys said you guys were not earning any money. Weren't they the same people that were talking about they're not earning enough? How much did they say? 20,000, 30,000 for how much? For how long? Hold on. I thought you guys said you were not earning any money. Okay. 20,000. Okay, let me hear. How many days, month, what, week, when?
Compared to what you would make if you were a union actor, and which would be scabbing the strike.
Hold on, let me see.
To try and make up the difference. They may even come to you with some big check, like $20,000 for a project, $50,000, which is nothing compared to what
20,000 for a project. There are a lot of people out here that have not seen 20,000. There are some people out here that are working a year, 1 year for 20,000, 30,000 a year. There are people out here that are working for 30,000 a year, and you're telling me that you're making more than that for a project, for one project, by the way. And these people should not take the advantage. Wow. I thought you guys said, like the other guy said, is it Tom Cook? He said he's not getting paid anything. He's not getting paid enough. Do you know there are people out here making 30,000 a year? Okay. All right. for a project, but don't go. Okay, let's agree that the influencers do not go and take this opportunity. Are you guys gonna pay them the money? Are the unions gonna pay the influencers? I mean, let's talk. If they're gonna pass up a good opportunity, are you gonna compensate them for that? Are you gonna pay them that money? Because if not, I say go ahead to the influencers. Go ahead and get your grab your bag, because like I said before, you never know if this is a one-time opportunity, or maybe you would have never ever acted in the first place, because the union have a lot of people in there, and you might have never gotten the opportunity at all, like I said before.
What you would make if you were a union actor, and which would be scabbing the strike. So if you have any wishes of being a professional writer or actor or performer in the future, it would be very ill-advised to scab the strike. People can, of course, do whatever they want to. $20,000 is a life-changing amount of money, I understand. But here's the thing about money. There's good money, bad money.
Okay, let me just finish this. I don't know if I'm just gonna call this person a they, because I don't know if it's a she, a he, or they. So they, them, excuse me if I butchered your pronunciation, but you're talking about good money and bad money, but you guys are receiving them. There is good money and bad money, but you guys are receiving them. You're receiving the good money and bad money, but nobody want to talk about it. Okay.
Expensive money. And taking money from the studio or from any organization as a scab, that's expensive bad money. You can, of course, keep making
bad money that you guys been getting and actually having power over who can be casted. And if people do not join your unions or all of that, they might not be getting anything at all. Can we talk about that? And you're trying to block other people's success.
social media content and doing the stuff that we all love to do on these platforms, none of that is affected by the strike. But if a studio reaches out to you as a content creator and promises you the moon, just understand that that is a work booty call. And what
you better go get your work booty call money, girl, boy, whomever you may be, however you identify yourself, go get your money. Because let me tell you something, you never know. Let me tell you something. If you are one of those people that are out here trying to be in a movie and you've never ever been casted, ever auditioned, nothing, and somebody overnight calls you and be like, excuse me, although you have never gotten a single call, but you wanted to be a part of this world, and then you get a call one night, hey, would you want to act? Take it. Let me say it again, take it. Because yeah, I do agree with them going on strike to try to get their money, but at the same time, stop trying to poison other people's food. Stop trying to be the stump on other people's success. I totally am with you guys trying to go on strike or going on strike. I say I hope that these corporations pay you your money, because you are what you do. You are worth that money. You're what being compensated well. You're what being paid well. But at the same time, do not try to stop other people's success, because that is how you start looking like the bad guy.
we want is a marriage proposal. You're better than a content booty call. All right, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people through this post with lots of ideas on both sides.
Okay, now we've had a lot of that. I've had enough. It's been 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 53 seconds. And yeah, my high blood pressure has been off the roof. I'm going to say this. You guys let me know what you think about this whole union thing, having control and literally trying to talk to people that are not a part of their organization, trying to tell them what to do, because I find it as very selfish. But when it comes to them going on their strike, I'm totally with them for that. But do not cross the line, because they're talking about if you go, although you do not have any contracts with them, and you go and act and try to get your bag, you are crossing the picket line. They would never ever accept you into their union. And so what? Not everybody want to be a part of a union. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for being here. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the commentary section. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.